Now, the way I see it, there isn't actually very much to discuss about UFC 119. There were a few fights that didn't quite go the way that I thought they would go, but I wouldn't say there were any huge upsets. In fact, one of the most talked about matches, it appears, is the one that won Fight of the Night. Well, actually there were two Fight of the Night winners, as we see once again the UFC rewarding people who are sort of exciting. And I think that's sort of something to remember with these rewards, is that if you actually show that you are doing really well, then regardless of if you win or lose, you stand a high chance, I think, of getting a bonus, really. Matt Mitrione and Joey Beltran were one of the pair that won the bonus. I'm not sure, I think, that they totally deserved it. Part of me thinks it's a good plan because it gets people working, and, you know, if they do well, they should be rewarded. Part of me thinks, you know, there should only be like one fight of the night, one submission of the night, and one KO of the night. Otherwise, it sort of destroys it a little bit. I suppose the danger of creating a sort of a bonus without portfolio, so to speak, is that of course then it can be basically misused, and it can be just given to whoever the institution support in terms of bias. So there we are. Anyway, the one that everybody's talking about is the Sean Sherk and Evan Dunham match. I shall give my thoughts on that at the end. KO of the night went to Frank Mir. He, I won't say did very well, because I'm not sure he did. You know, the crowd didn't particularly enjoy the fight, and it wasn't a particularly brilliant performance by Frank Mir until he got some sort of knee, a flying knee, and basically knocked out Krokop. You know, which is saying something, I suppose. It's a big win for him, but I wouldn't necessarily be singing his praises, you know, for a complete job well done. Perhaps that's just because I'm not a big fan of Frank Mir anyway. I'm not, you know, I'm tending to see that sort of as being good, but you know, it would have been better had the fight, other than that one, you know, brief knocking out blow, being good as well. And CB Dollaway was the person to win the submission of the night. So well done to those. I didn't do too badly on my picks, but quite a lot of people only scored half marks on this particular predictions venture. So although it wasn't brilliant, it was a sort of case of me, you know, a lot of people did as good or as poorly as me, depending on how you look at it. Okay, Sherk and Dunham. Round one. I think that up until the last moment, I would have probably scored it a draw. I saw two very good takedowns from Sherk, and he did well there. They were good, strong takedowns, and they weren't the sort of takedown that Dunham immediately got back to his feet on. And when he was down, you know, for a large proportion of the time, he didn't do very much. The reason I'd say it is a draw at that point is because there were two very big submission moves that Dunham tried on Sherk. Now, he wasn't successful, but he came very close twice. He was constantly working throughout that period of time, and I think that sort of balanced the issue. The reason I would probably give the first round to Sherk, and the reason that the judges probably gave the first round to Sherk, happened in the last minute, and that was the cut. There was some ground and pound going on Evan Dunham, and he got cut. I think the reason that this is reinforced in the judges' minds is because with under 10 seconds to go, the referee stopped the bout to get the cut checked. Ordinarily, I would say that's brilliant, because it's a good show of the ref, no matter how long there is left in the bout, checking on fighter safety. You know, had he let it go 10 seconds more, and had the bout expired, which wouldn't have been 100% unreasonable, I don't think, I would have kept it as a draw. But that is the sort of thing that sticks in a judge's mind, I'm sure. Whether you deliberately do it or not, you know, somebody caused a stoppage, and it wasn't an illegal blow, and it was bad, and it could have ended there. Oh, definitely then, pro Shirk on that one. Round 2. By the halfway point of round 2, I was about ready to give Sean Shirk that round as well. The reason being, and this is a bone of contention I know with a lot of people, including myself, is that one of the areas which is marked is called control. Now, whether you actually do anything once you hold a person or not is a little bit beyond that criteria. If you can stop somebody, if you can hold them down, or you can hold them against the fence or something like that, and they can't do anything effective either, then you're probably going to be the one to score the points. So I was about to give him the round, and then they ended up on the feet for the last, I don't know, 1.5 minutes, and suddenly Evan Dunham became alive, and he was, doing much better with his boxing than I thought. In fact, I then had a flashback to when I said I thought that Sean Shirk might use him as somebody to stand and trade with, and now I'm hoping that nobody remembers that, because clearly in stand-up, Evan Dunham was doing very well, and I think Sean Shirk was wobbly, once or twice with these flying knees, and suddenly I think the second round, therefore, I would give to Evan Dunham. So I see it as they go into the third at 1 apiece. And so the third and final round. 65-ish% of people polled on Sherdog believe that Evan Dunham should have been awarded the decision. Despite, in my prediction, saying I thought Sean Shirk would, I have to say that I have to give the third round to Evan. And again, it's a similar reason as before. Halfway through I was thinking, he's shown, one flying knee, which was fantastic, but he was held up against the fence for the rest of the time, not being able to do anything. And then, of course, we had the last minute and 30, and what happened? He came out delivering knees and trading again, and clearly I think that was enough this time to win the round. So I would have definitely said that Evan Dunham should have won that one. Certainly, you would have to basically be giving draws and giving and have to be favouring the holding the person in the position over the striking to even suggest, I think, split decision there. I don't think it was as close as it made out. It totally depends on whether you think that, actually aggression plus striking is more than control or not. Personally, I do, and I think, most of the world does as well. I think Evan Dunham should have got that one.